Hi, this is Sharda Ugra. I'm here to talk about the column that I've published recently in the Hindustan Times in my column Left Field. This is about a very contentious rule in the Olympic Charter. It's called Rule 50. It's become more contentious with regard to what has happened this past year over the protests by athletes on the field of play, whether it has been the bent knee, the raised fist, all around the great turbulence that happened around the Black Lives Matter movement last year, starting from about May. So the Olympic Charter states that in Rule 50, which is Rule 50.2 of the Olympic Charter, states no kind of demonstration or political, religious, or racial propaganda is permitted in any Olympic sites, venues, or other areas. What's happened now is that given the fact that this huge movement has taken place all around the world, and we've seen the response of all kinds of athletes, really famous, very prominent, LeBron James, Serena Williams. It's happened in cricket. It's happened extensively and all over the world in football. And so there is a bit of a doubt as to what is going to happen when the Tokyo Olympics take place. In connection with the Tokyo Olympics, what the IOC had done in January 2020 is put out an amendment to Rule 50.2. The amendment said that there was a difference between expressing views and protests and demonstrations. And then they gave a list of what constituted a protest, and said this was not a non-exhaustive. This was a non-exhaustive list, but one of those included, gestures of a political nature, like a hand gesture or kneeling. So as you can see that this issue with Rule 50 is once again come into great controversy and debate. And immediately the International Olympic Committee decided at one point to ask its athletics commission to see what the athletes the world over thought about this. Should athletes protest? Should they not protest? And the athletics commission sent out a survey internationally trying to get feedback and to find out the entire scenario of what athletes in the world expect from from the Olympic Committee, what their duties are, what their responsibilities are, and what their freedom of expression is. So in connection with this issue, I decided to speak to a representative of the Athletes Commission, someone everyone in India knows very well, Abhinav Bindra, are India's only gold medalist from the Beijing Olympics. Abhinav is a member of the IOC's Athletes Commission as a representative of the sport of shooting. So I asked Abhinav to talk me through this issue and see what he had to say and how he represented this entire controversy and this entire dilemma that the IOC is from the point of view of the Athletes Commission and what they had to say. Firstly, of course, Abhinav, thank you very much and welcome. And thank you for responding to our queries. Abhinav, as a member of the IOC Athletes Commission, what is your view on athletic activism that has found its way onto sports fields around the world?
I believe that athletes should bring awareness to what they are passionate about and speak up about topics they want to highlight in their community. In my opinion, the expression of views should still be respectful and definitely in line with Olympic values. The IOC's Athletes Commission and the IOC are fully supportive of freedom of expression. This is highlighted in the Athletes' Rights and Responsibilities Declaration, where the first right, and I quote, is to practice sport and compete without being subject to discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, age, sex, sexual orientation, disability, language, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other immutable status, unquote. And Right 11 recognizes the freedom of expression. Athletes are role models, and as such, we all will have a role to play in society. Being an Olympian or an Olympic champion has given us a unique position in society, which often comes with access to media or even large social media following. We can bring a lot of value to important causes, speaking about them openly while also respecting our fellow athletes and the rules of sport. We must be aware that these opportunities and visibility also comes with responsibility to leverage from them for a good cause and in a respectful manner.
Currently, Abhinav, what does Rule 50 allow or not allow? What are the gray areas of this according to the Athletes Commission?
Rule 50 prohibits any kind of demonstration or political or religious or racial propaganda at all Olympic venues. In 2019, we consulted with the global athlete community while drafting the Rule 50 guidelines, which were then published earlier in 2020. The guidelines are intended to provide clarity on the existing opportunities athletes have to express their views at the Olympic Games and where it is not appropriate to do so. Rule 50 of the Olympic Charter provides a framework to protect the neutrality of sport and the Olympic Games. Important to note that Rule 50 is specific to the Olympic Games and only applies during the Olympic Games. There are many opportunities for athletes to express themselves that already exist during the Games, which many athletes may not be aware of. And these include mixed zones at Olympic venues, press conferences and interviews, traditional and digital media, or other platforms.
Does the Athletes Commission believe that Rule 50 needs to be amended or clarified in keeping with the changing scenario that we see in world sport today?
Racism or any form of discrimination has no place in sport. The Olympic Games are a very powerful global demonstration of inclusion and the fight against racism, bringing together athletes from all over the world, from 206 national Olympic committees and the IOC Refugee Olympic Team. The IOC Athletes Commission started a consultation process by holding calls with the Athletes Commissions of NOCs and international federations that had asked to be involved to discuss key issues related to athletes' protests and gather feedback. We also encourage all NOC and IFACs to consult and engage with athletes within their local and sporting contexts and discuss the results with the IOC's AC. In doing this, we aimed to both empower athletes' commissions around the world in their roles and to obtain a truly global perspective. The IOC AC Global Survey on Athlete Expression came to a close on the 7th of January, and we've been delighted with the response from the global athlete community, with thousands of athletes from every corner of the world filling out the survey. This consultation will inform us as to what recommendations the IOC-AC should make to the IOC's executive board regarding athlete expression at the Games.
What are the pulls and the pressures you think of IOC stakeholders that the Athletes Commission believes should be taken into consideration when discussing Rule 50?
Athletes and athletes commissions were the stakeholders we consulted with, and their feedback will be considered. As mentioned already, we encouraged all NOC and IF athletes commissions to consult and engage with their athletes also. We must thank the Global Network of Athletes Commissions for sharing and promoting our IOC Athletes Commission survey in their communities, and in some cases, leading consultations of their own and feeding the results back to us. The feedback we receive through the global survey we conducted will be combined with the qualitative feedback already received from calls held by the IOCAC with various athletes commissions of national Olympic committees and international federations. There are also findings from consultations conducted by NOCs and NOCACs at the national level. Many of these are public and are linked on Athlete 365 if athletes would like to read more. We will then present our findings and recommendations to the IOC's executive board, and of course, everything will be published on Athlete 365.
Are current sanctions around the Rule 50 violation central to athletes' concerns, as you have found out through your feedback?
As outlined in the Rule 50 guidelines, sanctions are considered on a case-by-case basis. Through our global calls with the athletes' commissions and our qualitative consultation with various NOCs, sanctions have been mentioned, but are not central to athletes' concerns. The main concern raised was how to protect athletes from undue external pressure to protest, and how to respect other athletes during the games that may have different views or priorities.
Thank you for talking to us, Abhinav.